in fine form, even when there's adversity like there was to start conference play. It's loud in this place, isn't it, buddy?
It is absolutely ready to go. Rick Crawford puts the ball in the air, and it's the Sooners wearing the crimson uniforms that has the game's first possession.
And Owe gets that ball. They need his athleticism. That's why he's starting this game.
First career start for Ortega Owe, and right out of the chute, there's Jalen Hill. That is a good sign for Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's a little bit of some designed action, and you saw him drive aggressively to the basket off of the cut. It's an excellent sign getting him involved early.
Cryer, along with Flagler, doesn't really need much space at all out on the perimeter. You give them any room and they'll knock those shots down.
Did these guys look at the open? I mean, right on cue. Hill gets the first basket, and then arguably one of the best shooters in the region knocks one down.
Sherfield gets it to go. And their leading scorer, Grant Sherfield, knocks down a three, hits five. There's Cryer again, starting five for Baylor. We will see Jonathan Chama-Chachua, who played for the first time all year over the weekend in their win over Texas Tech. And there's Keontae George from the right wing as that ball bounces around and in. And the gimmick goes to Uzan in the corner for a three, in and out. Offensive rebound, Owe, but Thamba blocks it from behind.
Well, you saw the athleticism of Owe and the length of Baylor in that possession.
What a feed by Flag. Finds Sherfield. Owe spinning, ran right into the defender Cryer, but there's Tanner Groves for the offensive putback.
And what he has created here in Waco. He is a star here in this community, rightfully so.
Keontae George three, switch. Two from Keontae George, and a Bamisile rebound. Joe Bamisile, we're seeing more minutes once again for OU, quickly off the bench tonight for the Sooners.
Well, and Bamisile has great length and athleticism, as you see with the drive there. And they know they mean very strong Baylor's guard, so they want to match athleticism with their strength.
Cryer from the free throw line.
And Oklahoma up front. How about that? And no knee brace on the knee. I mean, you talk about a response to an injury.
Godwin's in the game. They find Jalen Hill for his second bucket. It's OU within two. And then having lost three of their last four. And so five of their last six. Here's Flagler, two-point shot. Well, when we talk with Porter Moser, they're going to switch everything up for Baylor. Here's a long outlet, and Groves overran and able to shovel it to Sherfield, and a lob for Godwin. Well, not fielding that headman pass cleanly worked out all right.
A great job of recognizing that and taking advantage of the opportunity.
Caleb Lohner, number 33 in the game for Baylor. He did a lot of damage on the boards in that first game against Oklahoma. And there's Love. They leave him open for a three, and he hits that.
Perimeter.
Nolan bumping into George, can't get it to roll over the front rim. Lohner gets his first rebound of this game. George weaving through traffic and with the left hand kisses it in.
That went over traffic. Excellent finish.
Showing some traits of why he may be a lottery pick.
Yeah, you think?
Here's Sherfield. He's going to take the 12-foot jumper and swish that.
You might have heard earlier in the game, was off of the shooter in the corner, and a very good shooter in Sherfield. Uzan should have got off of that ball earlier on that drive. Could have got a clean look for Sherfield in the corner.
George again, while falling down, gets the shot to fall.
The floor is, wow.
Off the right side, punched out, but punch to Tanner Groves. Jacob Groves gives it another shot from three, and this one goes.
Jacob Groves, one of the more...
Jacob Groves coming off the bench for just the second time this year. He started 22 of their games. Kick into the corner. Love, little step back, and shoots that home from along the right baseline.
A great ball movement. You basically have 4 guys here that can score on the floor for Baylor. Makes it very difficult for the defense.
Groves, one dribble, 12-footer, good. Buckets each of the last 2 times down the floor for OU.
Extra effort.
That's a deep 3 from Sherfield. Tanner Groves bats it out, but to Cryer.
He batted that out because he couldn't get to it. Wanted to give himself a chance to get off the
Nifty moves by L.J. Cryer, weaving his way through traffic and finishing.
Well, he just used the quick feet. These guards are extremely good in spite of their size with finishing around the basket. They do a good job of getting the ball up really high on the glass.
The freshman Uzan in and out. Thamba going after the rebound, loose ball, and finally collected by Owe. Owe almost traveled, kept the pivot foot, and gets that one to fall. And for Owe, who's making his first start of the...
Want those explosions that Baylor can have.
Off the inbounds, and one opportunity for George, who came streaking towards the rim on that inbounds pass.
That was designed.
And it's a Jalen Bridges rebound for the Bears. Give it away right into the arms of Sam Godwin, and they're driving the other way. Is Otega Owe with his second basket.
And showing.
Passes behind Godwin. Bridges deflects it, and here comes Flagler in transition, feeding Bridges, and he missed the slam. The other way, Godwin this time to the rim with a flush. Trying to spin away from Cryer, off left side with the shot. Flagler jogs it ahead into the front court.
These guards are so strong for Baylor.
Flagler just got to the spot he wanted to be on the floor and just calmly knocks down by Uzan. Well, that bucket by Flagler last trip down the floor ended a little over 3-minute field goal drought for the Bears. Love, floater, good.
Down, even a little late, great block.
Owe the other way with a steal and a flush. Steal, Bridges, stumbles, able to get it to the rim, it bounces off, but there's the putback by Love. Chance to get it up, this would count if it goes! Uzan at the buzzer. And a big shot for the Sooners as we go to the break in a 6-point game.
OU, he's 2 for 2 from the floor, only 4 points. It's not enough, Mark, if you're going to beat Baylor. Floor is wide open for Love.
And that's now a dozen points for Love. George, 3 from the corner. 1 and done for the Baylor offense there. Kick again, Uzan another 3. This one he sinks.
And then you got Tanner or Hill, and they typically need a 3rd guy to have great success. That's what happened in the Bama game for them, Mark.
That was Uzan's second 3, the other being the 3 at the end of the half at the buzzer. And here's a 3-point opportunity for Keith. I do remember that.
Okay, Coach Drew can regulate him, and he did it in the end of the first half because he's not going to regulate himself.
No self-regulation. Bamisill dishes off for a stuff from Tanner Groves.
Great job by Bam.
So far in the second half.
Look, open floor.
Love, a miss, a Tanner Groves rebound, and for Tanner, his 3rd board of the game. This is Bamisill getting to the rim and showing his athleticism. Something that Oklahoma badly needs is that athleticism of Joe Bamisill.
Yeah, and not a great night for Cortez to be on the floor, not to go at him. He started the last game, but guys like Owe, Bamisill do well in a high-intensity athletic game like this.
19 now for Keontae George. He'll have a chance. 4-way tie for second place, a game behind Texas. But OU would like to spoil that party with their 3rd conference win.
And Baylor with a little zone action here.
Jalen Hill, 6 points.
He stayed up. Bottoms up.
There's Bamisill. Jump stop, gets the handle back, and rolls off the right side. Got his own miss, and one. What an effort by Joe Bamisill. And a chance to tie
game.
Hill. Tanner Groves right there with Chalma Chachua.
Shoot that.
Tanner Groves had it blocked, gets it back, scores, and Oklahoma leads for the first time since they were up 5. Hill guards Flagler. It's been the primary defensive assignment for Jalen Hill all night. Went under the screen, but now has to chase Flagler inside the three-point line. And couple opportunities there in the broken floor for Baylor, and now Chalma Chachua's three! His first bucket of the night. Baylor has followed a 6-0 OU run with a 6-0 run of their own. They'll jump back up by 5.
Boy, that's part of the playbook. That's what he's added to his game, the ability to make that shot.
Sherfield, really tough shot with Chalma Chachua.
He prefers to go right, and you have to stop and shoot that. Excellent shot.
Sherfield now with 9 points. He's had a couple of threes. Langston Love.
It's into a possession game. So look for them to try to prevent Baylor from getting a bulk of points.
3, Uzan. 1 point game. Well, it was a 1 possession game in the first meeting, but
Oklahoma 6.
Sherfield, I think, was trying to dump it down low to Godwin, or it may have been deflected. Nonetheless, it's a OU turnover. He's going to shoot another 3. There's a second made 3 of the night. He's now 2 for 4 from beyond the arc.
Well, by Godwin. It's very disciplined. You got a possible mismatch here.
Flagler.
Wow. Wow.
He had missed his 5 3-point attempts prior to that.
I love that they're pressure testing his jump shot here from beyond the arc. It's beautiful. See, that's an opportunity to me.
Bamisile, a little Euro step to get to the rim to lay it in, and into 6-0 Baylor run.
Wow.
With just over 6 minutes to go, down 7. They got to be careful that Baylor doesn't open this up to a double-digit lead and run and hide.
Well put. And I think the key to that is what I call the regulator. Big shot. In Sherfield, he can do that. He had a great game early in the season against Texas where he and Carr went toe-to-toe like 2 prize fighters down the stretch. So he's comfortable with that. But I think the regulator here, who has the ball, Keontae George, he is the key.
Bridges. Thamba! Rams at home.
That's his first 2 of the game. 2 of the most important points of the game.
Oweh answering for the Sooners to get it back to a 4-point game with a little.
If he takes shots out of context, that can impact Baylor's effectiveness on this end of the floor, particularly late. Great pass.
Thamba kicks it back out. 3. Langston Love. What ball movement from George to Thamba. To Love for 3.
The hockey pass. I mentioned Keontae because the passes like that. Hockey pass sometimes is more important as Hill gets the finish than the actual assist. This is just sharing the basketball. With Bridges, you thought he was stuck.
But it seems like every time Baylor has given OU a body blow, OU's been able to respond and keep it within a couple of possessions. Flagler, though, from 3. Bad pass from Oweh, trying to get it over the top to Tanner Groves. Turned over back to Uzan, who avoids official Michael Greenstein and kicks it to Sherfield, who has an open 3. Good!
In the last possession, you get a turnover as OU.
Uzan missed that free throw after the 18th foul of the half against Baylor. There's that long 2. He has been making really his living on that tonight. Flagler with that long 2 that they've been giving up. Hey, George. Time not the ally here of the Sooners. 11-point lead, largest of the game for Baylor, and always able to cut into that by a couple of points. They break the scoring drought. Texas Tech. And it's going to be a 10-point win for Baylor, 82-72, as Baylor will improve to 7-4 in conference. And the Sooners will drop to 2-9 in conference play. And Scott Drew's team got a challenge here tonight, but when